Well, here it is, what I promised. Brisket I'm going to do tonight on the new Members Mark 36-inch pellet grill. Got my 13.01 pound brisket before it's trimmed, and went with mesquite wood chunks at my local Walmart. Can't beat the box. It's a big old box, 500 cubic inches of wood for $10. Nice big chunks, some of them thin. The larger ones like this one I'll probably cut down. But I got that, and then I went ahead and I'm doing the Meat Church rub. I liked what he did on his site, so I'm going to try it out. It's just some black pepper, and then rubbing some of this holy cow on there, and then some of the gospel barbecue rub. Never tried it, so I'm going to try it tonight and see how it turns out. And then, of course, I got my butcher paper here that I'm going to wrap it in the morning, but I'm going to put it on tonight at 200 degrees. I'll post some pictures after I'm done trimming it, and then in the morning what it looks like and whatnot, and we'll go from there. Alright, y'all, this is it. This is the night where we break in the new Members Mark 36-inch pellet grill. As I mentioned to all you, we're going to go ahead and do a brisket. It's almost 8 o'clock, so probably around 8-ish or so. I'll get up at 7 in the morning. It should be at temp, and then I'll be able to wrap it at that point with some butcher paper. I'm going to put some chunks here. I'll show you again here in a little bit, but I'm going to put some chunks here of some wood, and we'll see how that does. Good morning, America. It's 7:37 on a beautiful day. This thing has been cooking all night, and look at that smoke just billowing away. Meat's at 162, and what does it say on the probe? 165, and look at that perfect 200 degree temperature. I just walked out here and started recording. Here goes the auger. Now let's check out how much of the pellets this thing used all night. It's my first time looking at it, so let's check. Look at that. Look at that. It goes all the way to the bottom. The bottom of the auger is about right here. And look at that. It barely sipped on them. Let me move this over. Look at that. Compared to the last night, when I started this at around 8:15, and I started warming it up, to almost 12 hours later, 7:38, so not quite 12 hours, but almost 11 and a half hours. That's all it used all night. And I'll be honest with you guys, since this was a new grill and I wasn't sure how this was going to cook and whatnot, I was kind of concerned, like, okay, is this thing going to sip pellets like I've been watching it? Or is the cold weather at night really going to make it, start using a lot of pellets like my Traeger used to? I used to have to come out here, no joke, at like 4 or 5 in the morning sometimes for my Traeger and fill it back up just because the hopper wasn't big enough and because it wasn't efficient enough, right? Let's check the smoke box. I'm curious to see how this has been doing. Look at that. Got some ash that burned down completely. This side hasn't burned down completely. It's still wood. So this is one of the big questions I have for even embers when I talk to them today. Let's talk about, am I doing something wrong with this box, or is this how it's supposed to go? All right, let's see. That's ash. Oh, that one's burning through right now. It's, as you can see, it's ashy. This left side didn't really burn much at all. I was hoping for this whole thing to be burned through. That's okay. We'll put these new pieces in there just to have smoke as we go. Make sure we don't run out. Put that big sucker in there. And I'm going to get my torch, just a torch to get them started. See where we go from there. Alright, so I'm going to be pulling this thing when it gets to 170. We're at 162 again. I'm going to wrap it in some butcher paper, roll it back on there until around 200. And I can't wait for the outcome because it smells delicious. I just want to show this real quick before I remove it. I probed it in a couple of spots just to make sure the temperature was good. And man, look at that smoke. Look at that. All that smoke that this thing just creates. It's just insane how much smoke comes out of this thing. It's just billowing out. I love it. I'm sure I'm going to love this brisket too. Alright, it's time. It's 12:52 p.m. Right on time. Got one saying it's at 203, one saying 208. This other one on the unit is saying 203. I would say 203 is probably the fair number. And as you can see, still holding beautiful temperature at 252. Set point 250. And look, still about fingers deep. I have, what, 4 inches or so, 5 inches, 4 inches. Even at 250, I mean, I got plenty. There's a screen right there. You can see the screen of how much room is still below that for it to go. And so we're right here, and the clean out is down there, so not even halfway still. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this thing, let it rest on the countertop, and then put it in the cooler until dinner time, which is around 5:30, 6 o'clock, and we'll go from there. All right, so it's been about an hour. I'm right at 169, 170 with one part. I just put it in my trusty Coleman about 5 minutes ago when it was at 171 or so. Hopefully that temperature will hold above 140. So as long as it doesn't drop below 140, we got about 3 hours before we eat. I moved the time up to 5 o'clock to eat because I think it would be better. And we'll see how this holds. I got some warm blankets in there too to keep it, already warm. I didn't throw it in a cold cooler, so we'll see how this goes. All right, everyone. Now is the moment we've been all waiting for. We got it taken out of the oven. It's been sitting there for the last 3 hours. And man, look at the flex on this thing. I don't know if I can show you very well, but you can see it just bending in half. Let's open it up. Oh, how juicy. Well, look at this. Holy moly. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I don't even want to unwrap it. It looks so nice. I just want to just tear it apart and eat it. Look at that. Look at that from the Markers Make 36-inch wood pellet grill. And now we're going to cut it.
Delish.
If I can stop licking my fingers.